It's just gonna start with your face going, I love him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm starting to, hey, everyone!
Alright. Okay, no, we're not. God, that would be the worst intro. Please, no. I'm like, we should have a good intro. And then you're like, oh, I love my cat. Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
For the first
every
episode?
time. I
never know.
Well, I'm just saying it would be better
I never
if we
know.
had
I just...
a set intro. Okay, you know what? We're just going to start. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3 of Serotonin Not Included. I'm your co-host, Rochelle, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Michaela.
Hello.
You know
I have the power to start it wherever I fucking want, right?
You know, I think it will be funny to see where you actually start it. If case she cuts me, I was just saying that her introductions are just really funny to me.
Oh,
because, yeah, I'm just saying, I think it would be good if we had an introduction that was the same every week, and then she just goes,
boring.
Hi, I'm Michaela.
It's boring. It's boring.
I mean, I get that, but okay, anyway.
We're zany. We're chaotic.
Yeah. How was your week then, Michaela?
It was good. What happened this week? Nothing really happened this week.
It's midterms for school, so I've just been all over the place. Like, projects and presentations, and I have so much homework to do after this, but I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna pretend it's not there and slide it under the rug like I always do, because I'm a procrastinator.
Same. Well, yeah. I also get like this habit, so I'm not working right now. Hello audience, I'm not working. And I don't have school because fuck that shit. It's granted, I have said maybe I should go to grad school, but
you have said that, yes.
I'm not smart enough for that. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't say you have to be smart to go to grad school, but like really, I would say you don't have to be.
Well, so. I think you have to have high enough grades, and like mine were just high enough to. I don't know. I did not. I peaked in high school. My intelligence peaked in high school.
I got into grad school with, I think, 2 Fs on my grade report, and my grades for when Dad died in the semester. So, and they didn't require the GRE. So some grad schools require the GRE,
right?
Where but anyway, this isn't a school podcast. Let's not.
Anyway, but what I was getting around to is that I get in this habit where I'm like, I should write. I should edit video. I should do this. And then, like, I play solitaire for 3 hours. And
TFT.
It's mostly solitaire.
I love that, though. Solitaire is so fun.
Oh, dude, I love solitaire. And free cell, sign me the fuck up for some free cell. I love that every game is winnable. So, like, if I ever just get stuck, I just go restart. Like, and it's I'm not sitting here thinking, is this just one that, like, it's impossible to win? That I'm just doomed to fail? From the beginning? No, you can win every single one. But
do you do it on a website, or does your computer actually have it?
No, World of Solitaire is what I do.
Okay,
that's where it has like every solitaire game you could think of and more. There are some solitaire games I've never even heard of, but they're there. And then they've got like Free Cell Extreme, and I'm like, what the fuck is Free Cell Extreme? I still don't really know.
I tried to. The other day, I was like, I should stream. I haven't streamed in a while. But then I was like, listening to a podcast, and they were, or I'm sorry, a YouTube video, and they were talking about crossword puzzles, and I was like, I want to do a crossword puzzle. Ooh. I had never felt so dumb in my life doing a crossword puzzle. I'm like, because it was like these people against a crossword puzzle pro, and that guy did 4 crossword puzzles in 15 minutes, and it took me 8 minutes before I hit the fill for me button, because I was like, I don't know what this word is. Like,
Well, I feel like I'm really good at crosswords when like someone else is doing them, and I'm just kind of peeking over their shoulder. I'm like, that one's John Smith. But when I start to do them, it's like, what's the square root of 495,721? And I'm like,
2.
And it's like, no, it's 48. And then I'm just like,
yeah,
oh.
I feel that. I really feel that.
Yeah.
Like,
so
there was one of the words, the word itself was pen.
Mm-hmm.
And when it showed up, I was like, I'm so fucking stupid. How did I not know this was pen? But like the description for the word pen was like crazy. And I'm like, how was I supposed to know this was supposed to be pen? You should have wrote ballpoint space and I would have gotten it easily.
Yeah. Ballpoint, comma, inkwell. Oh, it's a pen.
Yes. So anyway, if you do crossword puzzles, amazing. Like, I want to start doing them more. I feel like it would help build my intelligence, but I'm just, that kind of just crushed my soul.
I feel that.
So,
I feel it.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, the last two podcasts, I feel like in the beginning, we always do toilet talk.
Right, so, always. I mean, it's the thing that is most apparent in our lives. Like,
yes, it's very true. So before we got up to record this, I was like, oh, let me go poop real quick, and then I'll be on. Okay. Let me tell you, did I poop? No. Did I sit on the toilet for like 15 minutes daydreaming? Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't know. My phone was on, so we were texting for a little bit, and then I set my phone down. And then I was staring at the wall, and my head goes into RV/bus blueprinting design. And I'm like, and then it was like, how does a bus, if you do a bus into a home, how does it get power? So then I started thinking about like power, solar panel on the roof of the bus, and then I started thinking about like a septic system, and my brain was, you know that gif where it's a girl and it's just the numbers floating all around her? It was that, but with RV bus design.
Nice.
And then I'm like, I have a podcast I need to record. What the heck am I doing? So that is, and normally when I poop or I'm on the toilet, because I like my sacred toilet time.
Right. Always.
I go through TikToks and stuff. But so what do you do when you're on the toilet? And then what do you ever space off like I do? And what do you normally think about when you space off?
Yeah. So I definitely do things on the toilet. Sorry, I kind of forgot what the question was for just a hot moment. But yeah, normally when I'm like on the toilet, it's really weird. So I kind of get in my own head. But it's like, normally I start off like reading like fan fiction or some shit, because I'm a weeb and that's what I do. It's especially when I fall in love with something and like I've caught up on all of the thing, but I'm still like, I need more. I just look for really well done fan fictions. Like I have like a standard. I'm like, okay, they have to have this amount of reviews compared to chapters, and like they have to have decently positive, and it has to have like X amount of favorites or X amount of bookmarks or whatever. And so like I know that they're popular, and I know that like it's not just gonna be like garbage. I like really well written fan fictions. But then sometimes I get like sidetracked, so then I'll like check Twitter. But it's usually just like reading fan fictions and stuff, which is why half the time it takes me like half an hour. It's because I'm just reading and then I get caught up.
So it's not because of your shit.
No, not always. Not always.
Huh. Okay.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's like, this is gonna be so TMI, but it's happening. Sometimes it is the shit. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm done, and then like I bidet, and then I'm like, nope, not done. Here comes some more, and then like I have to sit on there for like another 10 minutes. Yeah. So sometimes that does happen, but a lot of times I'm just distracted on my phone. That's also another reason why I take so long, like, after my showers, or, like, I'm in the bathroom so long when I take showers, is because I air dry. So while I'm air drying, I, like, get on my phone and, like, keep reading. And then next thing I know, it's, like, half an hour later, and someone's, like, banging on the door, like, I gotta take a shit. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's normally what I do. But I've come to find I can't really, like, this is what I mean when I say I get in my own head. I can't, like, look at, like browse Twitter or Facebook or anything, because I feel weird looking at pictures of people while I'm on the toilet, because it kind of gets in my head like, well, what if...
I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel weird. It's almost like they're watching me take a shit, and I get super embarrassed about it, so then I'm like, nope. So like...
Right.
Yeah. So I don't
Okay.
I don't like looking at pictures while I'm on the toilet. Don't ask me why I think that way. It just happens that way, and
no,
it's
that's
just
interesting. I didn't know that. That's a really interesting concept.
yeah.
But I get maybe related, but like the big like, oh, how do you sleep? Like some people sleep naked, some in underwear. Like I can't sleep naked because like it gets into my head. Like what if someone breaks in, or what if someone, my mom comes even though she doesn't have a key, like it gets into my head that something's gonna happen and I'm gonna be naked.
Or like what if my apartment burns down and then I have to run outside while I'm fucking naked, like holding my dog and my cat, and so I can't like go and so it's like
just there you
here I am buck ass naked in my parking lot. But
I get that.
Yeah. That's also why I used to wear like sports bras to bed when I was a teenager, because I was like super self-conscious about my nipples. And I was like,
okay.
Listen, we're not going to talk about this now, but
No, I was just saying okay.
And so I would wear like a sports bra to bed, so in case I had to run out in the middle of the night, like people wouldn't see my fucking nipples through my shirt. And
Isn't
so
it weird?
Yeah.
Some of the things we do because we think of like those things though. Like interesting. Huh.
Yeah. I'm a very self-conscious person for people who don't know. I'm
gonna ask you about that later. I'm very interested. But okay.
Just ask me about it now. It's fine.
I'm not. You said you don't want to talk about it.
No, I'll talk about it. I thought about it in about 0.2 seconds, and I was like, it's fine. We've already talked about my disgusting ass shits. The bar can't be set any lower.
Okay. So what? What part? What? Why?
So
just explain.
I have the fucking perkiest nipples. Like that's one reason why I can't go out and about without a bra on. Is because I could wear a sweatshirt and you'd see my nipples. Like they're just there. I don't know how to get rid of not get rid of them. I don't know how to stop them. Like, and especially when I'm freezing cold, I could fucking cut glass with those things. Like I have to be like sweating hot for them not to show up. And even then, the moment I get like a comfortable temperature, they just like, they're there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Note to self: if knife is needed on a stranded island, ask for Michaela's nipples. Okay. Yeah. I'll remember that. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
we lived together for so long. I feel like we would have talked about this at some point.
I know. For some reason, this is part of the small boob problem.
I don't know. I'm jealous of people who can go out. They're like, I'm not wearing a bra, and I'm like,
me all the time. I've given up. Okay, in this pandemic, I don't even care anymore. Like, I go out without a bra, and I'm all about free the titty. Like, they're nipples. Everyone has them. Who cares? But I get being self-conscious too. So
yeah, and I don't want someone like to see me and point, haha, it's Rachel from Friends. Like I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, I don't get the reference.
So Jennifer Aniston, whether it was her own choice or like like the producers,
yes, okay, I get what you're saying.
Which I mean, if it's your choice, Jennifer, more power to you. But if the producers asked you to do it, then fuck them. But
yeah, sexualizing a woman's body when it's literally a feeding. Anyway, that's not. Anyway, so okay, so let's switch topics about going into our own heads almost.
Okay.
So it's no secret we're both weebs. Actually, you more so than me.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Which is almost surprising. Can I just say, I'm gonna break off. I felt like the weebiest piece of shit yesterday.
Oh no. Okay.
Because so that store that I go to like buy manga and stuff. That's right next to the sushi place. I was like, I'm gonna go buy the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen and it'll be fine. And I was like, while I'm out and about, let's just order some sushi from the place next door. That way, it's one stop. I can get food, I can get my entertainment, and I don't have to like drive around. And I felt like the weebiest piece of shit because I went in, bought my manga, and then went next door to pick up with my little bag full of like from the store next door. I'm like, I'm here to pick up my sushi. But it was just convenient. Like, and I hadn't had their sushi in a hot minute. But I felt so weeby, and I'm like, I'm not, I promise. I am, but it's just
I'm just curious
at this point. Yes.
So Texas has done the whole no mask thing.
Right.
So like when you did they still require masks?
Yes.
Okay.
I tend to forget that Austin is not Texas, and like while Texas doesn't have the mask mandate, literally every store is like mask required. So there's literally been no change, which is
okay.
nice,
that's good. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Miss Little Weeaboo over there.
Mm-hmm.
The question I have is, if you were, or if we were both, because I'm going to answer this too, anime characters. First, what kind of anime would it be?
Okay.
What kind of characters would we be?
Okay.
And what would our ultimate character flaws be?
Okay. Good question.
And what kind of, and going along with like what kind of anime would we be in? Like what's the ideal anime world as well?
Okay.
Like the setting, place. Like,
okay.
I want you to design your character right now.
Okay, my character. So like, if I was in a specific anime, what would my character be, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mentioned this to you earlier. Up until yesterday, I definitely would have said Jujutsu Kaisen, but, you know, having read the latest story arc, I wouldn't even want to be a civilian at that point. No thank you. It's just, it's not.
Which I would just, I just want to interject because I was telling her, because she did mention this to me earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, but why would you want to be in that world in the first place? Because, like, demons and curses. Right. And her thing was, oh, but that's right now anyway. Like, which I understand. Yeah. But,
so, like,
I don't know. I don't think I would want to, having watched it.
For me,
I just don't want to, for me, realistically,
it was like, you know, odds are I'm not going to be able to see curses. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm just a normal ass piece of shit. And so, like, normal in the show, for anyone who has not watched it, like, normal people, like me and Rochelle, can't see curses. We can't see them. For all we, like, what I was saying is, for all we know, that could be happening right now. Curses and stuff could be real, but because we can't see them, we don't know. So it's like, it's no different. Yeah. It's essentially would be no different from IRL. If we just go along living our lives. People mysteriously die all the time. For all we know, could be curses, could be serial killers, but it could also just be curses. Plus, I think it's not as scary to think like, oh yeah, these people are dying because of curses. Then it's like, yeah, there's this human out there who gets their kicks from literally just killing people and torturing them. Like, that's crazy creepy.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, after reading the latest episode, definitely not Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just not gonna. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone. But no, I'd probably go with like My Hero Academia, because it's like everyone has a superpower. Like, the majority of people have a superpower. You don't necessarily have to be a superhero, but everyone's got a power, which would be super handy. So I'd say that's probably what I would want to do. I don't know if I would want to be a hero, like a superhero or not. But I think... But
just, like, living in that world.
Yeah, just living in that world, I think, would be pretty cool in general. But I think if I had to choose, like, a super, like, a quirk, as they call them, it would probably be the ability to, like, understand and speak any language. I think that would just be super helpful and super, like, a useful quirk to have. And it would be cool. I could just, like, talk to someone, and if they're like, I don't speak this language, well, then I could be like, well, what do you speak? Because I know it. It's up here.
Right.
So that's probably what I would choose.
All right. And what would be your, like, character flaw?
Character flaw.
That's the hard one to think about.
Right. It'd probably be,
like... I'm, like, trying to think about mine, and I can't.
It'd probably be, like... Are we thinking, like, trope character flaw, or, like, just normal character flaw?
Just what, either or.
It's probably some of the same character flaws that I have right now of like I always kind of want to be badass but I'm just not. And I act badass and I always try to act so super mysterious, but let's be real here. It's just I'm an awkward normal person and I'm not cool. I'm not badass. I'm just me and I'm a weeb. And that's it. That's that.
I think you're badass.
No, you
Michaela.
don't lie to my face. Are you kidding me? I can't make a phone call without like my heart pounding. People forget my food. You remember when we went to Mazoli's and they forgot about my food and you're like, it's been a minute, and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. They'll remember eventually. They didn't. They didn't, and I had to go up, tears in my eyes because I was terrified, like hands shaking, legitimately. You forgot my food.
You are the TikTok. You're not on TikTok, right? Or did you finally? No, download it?
I'm not. Okay. It's been downloaded on my phone for like a year, probably. I just don't use it. And I just created a profile. Up until recently, I didn't have a profile, but I just created a profile and I follow one person.
So there's a TikTok like meme going around where it's like people will say something, like, and then when they sit down, they'll start shaking.
Yeah.
Like, no, honey, I am not going to do my laundry. And it's just like them shaking, coming back. It's you. That's you.
Me. Yeah.
Like,
it's not a
literally.
Meme. It's my real life. And like,
no, it's your.
I'm full disclosure. I am such an awkward person. Like, and Rochelle can attest to this. I'm just awkward. I'm very socially awkward. And I remember when that was like I'm so awkward, teehee. And I'm like, no, you don't want to be awkward. It's not fun. It's not cute. People point it out and it just makes me feel bad.
I don't think I would. I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say you're. I don't. Maybe it's just because we've known each other for a long time, but I wouldn't say.
It's definitely more
awkward,
with like people I don't know that well.
Right.
So like my very good friends, it's fine. Like, you know, if I'm awkward, then I can just stumble around my words and we'll be fine. But like when it's around people I don't know, I like say something and then I'm like, oh, and then I just shut up and I can't defend myself. I can't like. It's just awkward now, and I'm like, this is fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish I was awkward. I sometimes being as outgoing and just bubbly and as I am, I hate it. Sometimes I'm like, Rochelle, why can't you just shut up? Like, what? Just shut up. Just shut up. You didn't need to tell that person that thing, and they didn't want to talk to you in line. They're probably awkward. And why am I like this? Like, but okay. Going back, so we were watching together. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Ooh.
And the other day, like last night, no, not 2 nights ago, I had a really cool like fantasy. I was flying and trying to defeat dragons type dream, and it was Zuko was there. It was really cool. So I definitely think that my ideal world would definitely be something like fantasy based. Like, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Right.
Or Damanchi, which we also need to catch up on, because I think I'm all about the fantasy world.
Okay.
And in that series, there wasn't really like a loom and doom situation, you know. It's just people with their goddesses and gods and having fun, and I'm like, that's what I want.
And their level ups, and like if I could have an actual score to my stats, that'd be great. Be like, oh yeah, I have a 10 strength but an 18 con, and I'd be like, I finally know where I stand in the world.
And there's just something about wanting to be an elf riding a horse in a land. That's what I want. Between being an elf riding a horse with a bow and I'm Legolas, and being like a man drowning mermaid, like those are just the things I yearn for in my life.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would definitely be like the type of character I would be.
Okay.
But I don't know what my I don't know what my character flaw would be. Like, cuz Because if it's me, I feel like my character flaw be being too fucking loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that could
or something
be.
like.
Yeah, I mean, I used a personal character flaw for my character flaw, like, and I think I usually do this with writing, but I feel like it's always good to include a part of yourself in a character. It helps you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think it definitely helps
connect better.
Connect and like write them better and be a little more in depth with them and stuff. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel, Michaela, I need you to tell me the truth.
Okay.
Am I bossy?
No. I think you're very opinionated. I mean, there are a few times there might be a certain situation where I'd be like, yeah, you're a little bossy, but like in general, no.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know why. I've just been so depressed, but not actually depressed. Right. But I've just been like, I'm bossy, and I don't want to be. I joke I'm a boss ass bitch, but this isn't what I want. And I've just been like, oh God, everyone hates me.
No.
So anyway, that makes me feel better.
No.
Oh boy, that makes me feel better.
No, you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. So you would. I haven't watched My Hero Academia, and
it's very good. Season 5 comes out. I think it's season 5.
More like a animation thing. Like, I've seen the animation. I don't know why, but I'm so snobby when it comes to animation. Like, and that's why I feel like that's okay.
See, it's interesting. It's interesting to me that you don't like the animation style of My Hero Academia, because I absolutely hate, and this is obviously like not a slight on anything, like, and not to be taken seriously, but I do not like the animation style of Code Geass. I don't really like the character design. I think it's I don't like it. I don't like how they have everyone is like the same height and they all have like these super thin and gangly limbs, and I'm just like, put some muscle on someone, for the love of God. Make someone short or make someone like super tall, and don't make everyone super skinny. But like, for the love of God, get some different character designs, because everyone looks the same. Like,
so just so the audience knows, Code Geass is like my favorite anime.
Yeah.
And it might have to do with the fact that like when it was out, like I was in high school, maybe, but so I guess what I'm saying about the animation thing is like, I feel like that was kind of the style back then.
Yeah,
and we've really seen the history of like animation like really change.
Right.
Because think of Death Note. Like Death Note, they kind of are all, they're different, but they're still like, kind of the tall and lanky.
Right. And like,
I just feel like that's what it was back then.
Right.
So
well, in like the 90s, I feel like has a very specific animation style that I don't like. I do not like it. Like the Inuyashas and
what, Bleach and
I do not think it looks good.
Well, like Inuyasha, like even like Sailor Moon, like that's why I kind of really love that, and I'm a big Sailor Moon fan too. So, but I love that they did Sailor Moon Crystal. I think it's just Crystal. Like, so I get what you. Oh, and that's the other thing. I was like, that's why I couldn't get into Cowboy Bebop. Like, okay, actually, it was more the plot. Like, I just couldn't. I was just, but like the animation also got me.
How far did
Josh
you get?
And I got to like episode 3, 4. Like we tried our hardest. We're like, we're gonna do another episode. No, let's just do another episode.
It picks up once you get to the episode. I think it might be episode 4 with like the church, and you start learning a little bit of Spike's backstory. Like that's for me when it started. Granted, that might also be a little bit of a bias because of that episode I saw when I was like 8. That stuck with me for years.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. I think that's why I love Code Geass so much.
Sure.
It's like I totally understand what you're saying now about the animation, but it's like that whole series stuck with me when I was a high schooler. Right. So now that even as I get older and I still watch it, I'm like, this is the best. I love this. Well, this is everything. Like, so I get what you're saying.
Right. And I think I'm kind of going to backtrack a little bit. I don't think that's the reason why I like this series as a whole. But I think that's what made me stick with it was because of that episode. Yeah. But it was I definitely would suggest sticking with it because like the characters I love the character growth because they start off hating each other so much, but then by the end, like, there's a genuine respect and a genuine affection for one another. And yeah, they might still, like, pick at each other and, like, fight and all that stuff, but it's never like, I hate you, you're annoying me. It's like, it's like a friendship almost. And it's just, it's so good. It's so good. And another thing I really like about it is they never quite just straight up say, oh yeah, this happened, like, this is what happened, this is the story. It's like you get bits and pieces of people's backstories from, like, different episodes and different details, and so while you never quite get the full story, you still kind of get the gist of it and kind of understand why it happened this way.
Okay.
Yeah, granted, there is, like, one episode that focuses pretty heavily on, like, Jet's backstory, and one that focuses pretty heavily on Faye's backstory, but, like, there's still, like, even leading up to it, you get those bits and pieces before, like, the big reveal, which I'm a big fan of. But I would definitely recommend sticking with it, but at the same time, if you just don't think that you can, like, that, whatever, it's fine. It's not for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. I know I really shouldn't dig animes because of animation, because I've seen that, like, what's it called? Attack on Titan. Like, okay, I hate it for 2 reasons. Eren
Yeager is a piece of shit, and you can't convince me otherwise.
And 2, no, wait, okay, but we can't keep going because this isn't an anime podcast.
This episode could be.
I mean, you're right, but the animation, like the hair, but then, you know, once I got past Eren and the animation, I realized it's actually a very, I don't know, it took me a while to get into it, and I should give Cowboy Bebop the same thing, but like, at the time I just wasn't into it. But so, you know, you were talking about, like, as a kid, so how old were you when that episode, you saw that episode?
Yeah, so as a recap, it was like, I was in, like, 3rd grade. As a recap.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Little bit of backstory. When I was in, like, 3rd grade, we were, or it might have been earlier. It might have been, like, 1st or 2nd grade, because it originally came out in, like, 98. It might have been, like, 1st or 2nd grade, because I think we were up in Cedar Falls looking at houses, and we moved to CF in 2001. But we were in Cedar Falls, and I was up super late trying to, like, watching Adult Swim and Cartoon Network, and I remember, like, being super hush-hush about it because I was so young, and I was watching Adult Swim, and I saw this episode of this show, and it really enamored me, and I really enjoyed it, and it fucking stuck with me, and I was thinking about it, like, the night after, and I didn't know what the show was at all. I just remember there was a gunfight, and then someone falling out of a window, and then, like, a very specific song. And I had tried Googling it, like, a few times, trying to figure out what it was over the years, and I could never find out what it was. I think I had it, like, an idea. I think I was like, oh yeah, I think it might be Cowboy Bebop, but, like, I had never quite been in the position to watch it, so I could never confirm. And it might have been even just, like, a fleeting thought of, like, oh yeah, maybe it's Cowboy Bebop, but then I was like, no. But so I never found out, and then last year, when the pandemic hit, at first, I started watching Cowboy Bebop, and it was, like, the 4th episode, and, you know, Spike is like, you know, Faye gets kidnapped, I'm like, okay, and then, like, Spike goes to the church, and I saw the stained glass window, I'm like, wait a second, and then, there was a fight, and I'm, like, seeing specific flash, like, shots, and I'm like, oh my god, and then, like, Spike goes off the window, and I'm like, oh my god, and then the music starts playing, I'm like, this is it! This is the one! God. And I think I ended up immediately rewatching it again, because I was just like, yes, this is it. But
that's so cool, though.
Yeah.
I have that about games. Like, there are games that I played when I was little,
right?
And I'm like, I don't know what the name of this game is. I don't know. But then, like, I'll start Googling, and then I'll see the character, and I'm like, oh, yes, this is it. And and I love that. Were you gonna say something else? Did I cut you off? Sorry.
No, I don't think so. If I was, it wasn't important.
Okay.
But no, I do understand with the game. There's a game that I'm still trying to like find. I don't remember the name of it anymore, but it was back in the day. It was installed on one of the computers in the booth at the church. So yeah, and so Natalie and I would always go up to them and be like, "Can we go play video games in the booth?" And my dad would like be like, "Here's the key," and we'd run up there. And it was like a robot game about like you were a robot, and was on a farm, and
a robot on a farm,
and you were like trying to save like the sheep and the farmers and all that, and like trying to stop the aliens from like abducting the farmers. It was, I don't remember what it was called. There was also another game. This is devolved into help Michaela remember what game it is and find out where she can play it again. But there was also this ladybug game on the computers at like the public library. Where like you were a ladybug and you were like trying to go through. I don't know what the purpose of it was. I just remember being a ladybug and there were these blue little bugs that kind of looked like blueberries. And it was just, you were like in the grass. I don't remember what it was called, but
I feel like I remember a robot farm alien game, but not the ladybug one.
Right.
But I can't remember what it's called now, but there was like this fighting game and it was like this, one of the characters was like a green alien with like yo-yos. And then when I found him, I was like, oh. So I really hope you find these games so you can like that realization is just so fun.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I think I've also like with finding out Cowboy Bebop and like putting the episode with the show and actually watching the entirety of Cowboy Bebop, that definitely, because that haunted me for years. Like I can't describe, it'd be like every few years I'd be like, what was that show? And I couldn't, I never found out what it was, and then I started watching Cowboy Bebop and it was just like, I think I started crying because I was so excited about finding out what this thing was that had been a part of my life for years, but I couldn't tell anyone, and I couldn't figure it out. So,
right. Michaela, 11-year-old Michaela Googling man fall church window song.
Yeah. Literally. Falling fall song, and I'm like, what is it? And they'd be like, do you mean this song? And it's something about raindrops and tears, and I'm like, no.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It haunted me for so long.
Are there any other like that nostalgia, you know, like, is there anything you like actually specifically do as an adult to like get that nostalgia feeling from childhood?
Yes, play Age of Empires, the original Age of Empires, which is on Steam. I used to play the shit out of that as a kid. Like, it would be, it was like, my dad had it, and we would play it, and that was, like, the only video game that we played. I mean, granted, we also played, like, Reader Rabbit Kindergarten and, like, the Magic School Bus games, and we had, like, a Carmen Sandiego game or something. But Age of Empires was, like, the de facto game, and we'd always, like, go, and then we'd, like, enter in the cheat codes, be like, pepperoni pizza, and get gosh. Like an infinite amount of like food and resources and stuff. And
that's so fun. I'm just trying, like, so Dunkaroos are coming back, and I know I used to have Dunkaroos as a kid, but like, I can't remember that, but like I know so many people are like, oh, the nostalgia. But Doritos 3D came back, and I definitely spent $17 and have a big box of 36 Doritos 3Ds because like the nostalgia.
Right.
Because I just remember like my dad and I going to a gas station. Like, and I could go to the gas station now and I get the little chips used to be like in a 3D cup to go, and you could pour it into the lid. Yeah. I just remember that, so I was like, I have to get these. Oh, and, man. But remember when we had our Neopet kick again? Yes. That was so nostalgic, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, going, like, it was so different, but yet the same at the same time.
Right. It was like coming home after a long trip.
Yeah. And now my people are probably dying.
Yeah, I mean, they're always dying, though. Let's be real here.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I kind of got that way with, the lollies. I think they were put out by the same people who did Smarties, but it was like a Smarties lollipop.
Were they like thick?
They could be. Yeah, there were some that were like super thick, but I think the original ones were like pretty small. But
okay, I don't know.
When we lived in Pella, my dad, his office was like an apartment above like a convenience store or something. And then there was a gas station down the road, and I have very vivid memories of my sister and I walking to the gas station to get some sodas and like getting a lolly and eating some lollies and being like, "Hey, Dad, can we get a lolly?" Ugh. But
do they still make them?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know the Tootsie Pops, right?
Yeah.
What is, cause you always would be like, oh, if you get the Indian with the star,
right?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You get like a free one,
yeah,
or something like that.
I think it was like,
is that actually real?
I think it was like if you collect 100, you would get like a free bag of them or something.
Oh,
but I don't really remember. I just remember remembering to save the stars and be like, I got a star.
Right. Yes.
But
I'm just trying to think of things that we were told as kids that we probably didn't actually understand the concept of, that we can look back at now. Do you get what I'm, because I don't think all I remember is get the Indian and a star and you get a free lollipop, and that's all I remember.
Right. Except I don't think you can call them Indians. I think it's,
you're right. I apologize. But because I guess they're probably racist lollipops too, let's be real. I do apologize that to any viewers, Native Americans. This is what I love about our society. So I know some people are like, oh, everyone's so sensitive now and blah blah blah, but it's like
it costs $0 to respect people.
Yeah, we're growing. We're growing as people.
Yeah.
Like, the indigenous people deserve that respect. Mm-hmm. Like, just because as a child I said it this way, I'm as an adult, it's my job to learn and to grow to respect everyone. Yeah. So like I totally, I'm in my nostalgia moment, but like at the same time I'm like, oh my God, Michaela, thank you so much for reminding me. Like,
Can't say that.
Yeah, yeah. And so, but I think that's just such an amazing part of our society. While other people think that's bad.
Right. Yeah. It's so stupid when someone's like, I could respect someone or I could make fun of them. Like, no. Yeah. Don't be an asshole. Just like it. Like I said, it literally costs $0 and takes little effort to change how you say something or to stop referring to someone. And like, obviously I'm going to say this now. If we say something that's totally insensitive, call us out. Like, call us out on Twitter. Because
seriously, like, it's never intentional. No, we want to grow as people. And as a white person and a white passing person, like, we want to be allies, you know. So seriously, if we ever say something wrong, please call us out. So going back to childhood and stupid things. Okay. Because, being not respecting people is stupid. Right. What do you think back to your childhood and think of something you did that was so fucking stupid? And you're like, why the fuck did I do this? Yeah. And why did my parents allow me to fucking do this?
Absolutely. I guess mine wasn't, why did my parents allow me to do this? It was just something I did. So I remember back when I lived in Pella, we had a laundry chute that was like, at the end of it was like a wooden box with like a door, and you would open the door and like pull the clothes out. And the box was probably like 4 or 5 feet. No, it was probably like 3 or 4 feet off the ground. It was tall enough that I couldn't get into it without like someone's help when I was a kid, but I could still fit into it. And so I remember I was down, my mom was doing laundry, and I was like, oh, magic trick, haha, Mom put me in the thing, that'll pop out, and haha, it's magic that I got here, even though, like, I think you know where this is going.
Yeah, keep going.
And, so she'd do it, and she'd be like, oh, haha, and like fake surprise, whatever. And I was like, this isn't good enough. She needs to be taken by surprise that I'm really in here. And so I got in the I was like, I'm gonna actually climb down this laundry chute. And and so I'm about halfway in. I have one leg in. My other leg is like hanging on the, because it was like it like did this thing. So it was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, yes. So like I was halfway in and then it hit me. I was like, this was not a good idea. This is not good. So I'm like yelling for my mom to help get me out of this laundry chute, but like laundry's going and she's downstairs, I'm upstairs. She couldn't hear me. And so I'm calling. Nothing's happening. So I'm like, well, I've gotten this far. Yeah, and there was
I just have my leg dangling like, this is it. This is where I die.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I can't just stay here. So I ended up going in, and I remember there was like there's like a little ledge thing that I like got my footing on, but then like as I was pulling my other leg in, I lost my footing and I just went tumbling down the laundry chute and it landed at the bottom. And I think I like knocked on the door, my mom opens it, and I just stare at her and I just start bawling, and she's like laughing so hard but also like, it's okay. But yeah, that happened when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Don't climb down the laundry chute. I had a laundry chute in the house in at my parents' house that they live in now. Like, we have a laundry chute, but it was much different. So much different. It's like you open it up and it's just a hole, and there's a hole in the ceiling, and there's a hole in the floor, and that's it. There's no like chute thing. It's just hole and door.
I want a laundry chute so bad. I didn't this takes the stairs out of half of it.
Yeah.
But, oh man, things that now that I'm almost 30, I think about that I want in a house that I never thought I would want before.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, let's be real. Will we even get a house? Will we even be able to afford houses in our lifetime? The answer is probably not.
Yeah. I'm looking for a rental property with a laundry chute, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of house hunter, it's apartment hunter. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's so stupid. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I was swinging. So Zach and I went Pokemon hunting this morning. Mm-hmm. We went to like one of the parks, and we stopped because there's like a parking spot where you can get like 2 Pokestops. Right. And like right in front of us was a swing set, or like a park. No, not a park, a playground. And I was like, I'm gonna go swing. So he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, I'm swinging. I'm going to swing. So I go and I swing, and it was just so fun and nostalgic. But like, I realized I'm too fucking tall because my feet are dragging. Yep. So I'm like swinging with my feet up like this so they don't drag, and I'm just using my weight. But then I started thinking, like, why did our parents let us jump off of these things? Right. Because as a kid, I feel like when I jumped off, I was high. I wasn't, I was up and I was jumping far. Yep. So I'm sitting here swinging, thinking about jumping. And I'm like, I'm fucking scared. I can't do this. What the fuck am I? So why did our parents on a playground let us do that? Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was probably really dangerous. But then I think, like, were we actually really that far up? Like, were we really jumping from that far up? Absolutely. Or were we just small and thinking it was...
Granted, I also haven't grown since, like, 5th grade. So maybe we were actually super high. Super, super tall. I can't say that.
Super high up.
Yeah.
High up in the air.
I ripped so many shirts jumping off of swings. Like, it would get caught in the chain or something, and it would just rip. And so I just stopped. That's why I stopped jumping off of things.
Can we talk about the changes in playgrounds? Have you gone through... Okay, because now that I think about it, we grew up on fucking concrete, dangerous jungle gyms, but now they're like all plastic and round, and like we used to have like the 2 parallel bars where we just do fucking flips and pretend we're gymnasts.
Yeah. I remember...
Do you know how many times I bumped my head and probably have a concussion?
Oh, yeah. Like... When I was in high school, me and my friends used to play this game. It was called Man on Sand. And so it was like there's...
Wait, in high school?
I think it was high school, yeah. We would do this like after school.
Gotcha.
So it was like everyone was on the jungle gym and you had to like run around, and it was essentially like keep away. There was one person on the ground who would like try to tag the people on the jungle gym. and you were trying to run away. And the jungle gyms we played on were always like small enough that it was fine, and like it was pretty, like it wasn't easy obviously for the person who was it to get you, but it wasn't always easy to like keep away.
Right.
And so we would like literally like parkour jump across these giant ass gaps, and like our knees and our shins would be so bruised, and people would fall off all the time. And it was just like, now I'm like, I could jump this 2-foot gap, or I could just like grab onto something and like tiptoe like with my foot and like be terrified. And what happened?
I know.
Am I just aware of my own mortality? I'm depressed.
Kids are
I should want to kill myself, and yet I'm terrified of like that.
Kids are so resilient.
Yeah.
Like physically and mentally.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just so funny. I don't know, like, I'm just thinking of all the times I fucking fell from like monkey bars, or how many times I've got smacked in my fucking head with a hard ass tetherball. You know, like, it's just kind of funny.
Tetherball? I
don't know, but that shit was dope, and I still love tetherball. I was good at it.
Same. We had a tetherball pole. Like, my sister and I, my parents got my sister and I a tetherball pole because we had like a flagpole holder in our backyard. It's probably still there, honestly. And so that's where we put our little tetherball pole. It wasn't the same size, so it was like, blah, 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 but like, and I think we ended up bending it, but like, just because like it just wasn't super secure in there. It was
gotcha.
But man, I feel like I never see tetherball poles anymore. What happened?
That's what I'm saying. Playgrounds are so different. Like, when they build a new like elementary school, and I'm looking at this playground, and I'm like, I don't even know how to play on this.
Right.
Like, they're just plastic, irregular shapes that have holes in them, and I'm just like, how does a kid play?
Yeah, this isn't. You can't pretend this is a pirate ship or something. Like,
right? Yeah. No. Oh, I miss tetherball. Do they still do Foursquare? Foursquare was so dope.
I know.
Like that, smacking a ball at someone so fast.
Yeah.
The thrill, like,
And then I think there was like 9 Square or something. Or no, that was a different game. Very similar, but I played that one in college.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I just, man, some of those old games, I'm just like, do these even exist?
I know. We should get a third grader on our show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And interview them.
Yeah.
If someone has a third grader who would like to talk to us about recess etiquette and playgrounds, please reach out to us. Serotonin Not Included
at gmail.com.
Gmail, or
it's in the
HT Not Included at Twitter. It'll be all below.
It's all in the description.
Yeah.
It's all in the description. Reach out. Let us know.
Yeah. So
I check the email every hour because I have nothing better to do with my life.
Oh my god.
I'm waiting for those emails, man. Those sponsors.
We do appreciate the YouTube comments.
Yeah, we've gotten a few more YouTube comments than I thought we would get. Thanks.
Are they from friends?
Yeah.
No, random people.
Yeah. I don't know this
yeah, we don't know them.
No.
We don't know them.
What was that?
But my wrist.
Okay.
Because I'm old. I have to support my wrist.
I thought it was a shoe, if I'm being honest. I was like, did she just take off her flip-flop? What is that? Why is she wearing flip-flops in her basement?
I do have slippers.
Yeah, but flip-flops.
I lost one of my slippers. So one of my slippers is under my desk somewhere.
Okay.
So because I'm on concrete, right? So my feet are always cold. So I have one slipper that I've been stepping on, like a carpet, because I lost my other slipper.
Why don't you just get a carpet?
I have a carpet, but it doesn't fit under my desk. Anyway, Michaela.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a dream where it was so realistic, you begin to question yourself after and what happened?
Yes. Very abrupt segue, but yes, I have. Go first on this one because mine's actually pretty morbid. So
Well,
I'll let you take the reins on this one.
So this is part of our Ask Reddit.
Yeah, that we did in the first episode. Kind of forgot about last episode, and now we're back at it. Yes. By the way, before I forget, second episode is being released at the same. We're doing a 2-for-1. 2-for-1.
Double feature.
Because I messed up on my editing timelines.
No. Don't worry about it.
And I thought it wouldn't take as long as it did, but I was wrong. So yeah, that's on me. But 2-for-1.
Yay. But, okay, so anyone who knows me, like, I have dreams every night. I normally remember them the next day. Like, my dreams are crazy. Mm-hmm. But not always crazy. But, like, I have sleep paralysis. I have sleep terrors. So I feel like, I don't know if you would consider those dreams or not, mm-hmm. but, like, I have, like, and this is not a nightly recurrence, but mm-hmm. at least 7 times a month, like, where sometimes Zach will hang clothes, like, on the door. Mm-hmm. And so, like, my mind will make up that is a person coming in.
Gotcha.
And, like, I have these dreams, because mm-hmm. I know I'm awake, right. but I can't move. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, a dream of, like, that being a person just watching me.
Right.
And, like, and it takes me, like, what feels like 30 minutes to, mm-hmm. like, wake up. And this is kind of goes back to why I don't sleep naked, because, like, there are some times where Zach will be laying next to me, but I don't remember that he's my boyfriend. And I think right. I'm in a random place, and I'm like, why I'm naked? Like, what's happening? I can't, like, this right. is a random person next to me. Or, like, mm-hmm. so I have dreams like that, and, like, I really, it takes me 15 to 20 minutes to, like, get my head back into reality. Like, right. I'm safe in my house. Mm-hmm. That's my boyfriend. That's not actually someone watching me.
Right.
And so, yeah, no, that's actually something that is, like, a common thing I have
right.
to do.
Yeah, I don't get night terrors. I don't do lucid dreaming. Usually by the time I realize I'm dreaming, I wake up. Except for there's this one time. This is not the answer to my question, or to the question. This is not my answer, but I had a dream once where, like, in my dream I was on this boat, and we were on, like, a giant, I don't think we were in the ocean, but we were on, like, a giant ass lake or something. And mm-hmm. in the middle was this giant water spout. And I'm staring at it, I'm like, uh-oh. And then I'm like, wait, no, it's fine. This is just a dream. And then, like, a voice over the loudspeaker on the boat just went, this is not a dream. And then I woke up. But, like, I just remember that this is not a dream from the loudspeaker and be like, wait a second.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But, like, so I am not jealous at all of people who get night terrors. I don't want to see the demons at the foot of my bed. Demons, leave your boy alone. No, thank you. Watch, now that I've said this and admitted on a podcast that I don't get night terrors, all of a sudden they're just gonna start happening. Like, that's my luck.
Nah. I feel like, because I've had this since I was a kid.
Sure,
like this,
sure.
I feel like it's, and that's from just the people I've talked to / like seen
right.
YouTube things about it. It's like a life thing.
Right.
So you should be safe.
I hope I'm safe.
I'm protecting you from your demons.
Thank you. You're too kind. Yeah. No, so I'm a little envious of people who can lucid dream, because, like, shit, I want that, but, like, at the same time, it's fine. Like, if the trade-off for not being able to lucid dream is also not having, like, sleep paralysis, then it's cool. No, but my dreams that have been so realistic, usually they involve someone I'm very close to dying. And so then it's like last night I had one where my dad died. And it was like, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat strawberries or something. He sent me a Snapchat that was like, eating strawberries. And then, like, a few hours later, my mom was like, yeah, Dad's at the ER because of these goddamn strawberries. And then, like, I got a call that he had passed away because of these fucking strawberries. Is it, like, always strawberries, or
no,
okay. Just in last night's stream,
right?
And then, like, when I was in high school, I had a dream that the guy I had a crush on passed away, and it was just like, I think I went to school the next day and, like, just gave him the biggest hug. I was like, but yeah. I also had this dream. It stuck with me. I had a torture dream once that was very realistic, and I woke up part of the dream involved getting acid poured like in the small of my back. And I woke up with, like, back pain. And, like, my back just kind of... It wasn't, like, extreme back pain, but it was, like, really tingly all day. And I was just kind of like, what the fuck is happening here?
I wonder if you had, like, a back spasm or something.
I don't know.
And then, like, during your dream, and that's
That's very possible, but... So I still remember the dream itself. But, like, and every so often, I'll, like, get that same tingly feel. And I'm like, dream, no, please, stop.
Oh my, that's
but
so
yeah, no,
weird.
my super vivid and super memorable dreams are always bad. They're always just ass of, like,
I feel like
someone
if
dying.
we break down the psychology of that, I feel like like when you look at, like, our relationship,
Right?
you know, like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Is, like, I feel like sometimes the negative and bad things really are easily remembered,
Right,
compared to the good things, and I feel like that could be applied to, like, dreams as well. Like, you remember the bad dreams better because something scary happens, so then you forget all the good dreams you have, you know?
Right. Well, and I think a lot of it also stems from, like, you know, in a good dream, a lot of times my good dream is like, oh, hey, this character from this book was in my dream, or this person was there, or, like, I'm friends with, you know, this YouTube group that I really like. Like, it's something that's not gonna happen, odds are, but, like, at the same time, death is inevitable. Like, everyone's going to die. Like, my crush from high school is going to die. My dad's going to die. It's just kind of a matter of when. And so I think that also, because it is an inevitability, it is something that's going to happen, that, like, that is what makes it all the more realistic, and I think all the more terrifying. Yeah, it was just...
I get that, though.
Although I remember at one point in my dream, I was like, hey, Rochelle and I can now make dead dad jokes together. Hey!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow!
But...
I think maybe you should have went first. Because on that note, I think we're kind of at the hour mark.
Yeah.
So,
remember how we were like, 45 minutes, and it's never quite been 45 minutes. It's
yeah, I can't remember 45 minutes to an hour. So,
but here we are. I hope we cheered you up, y'all, with me talking about my dad. You know, dreaming about my dad's death, and just...
Anyway, this episode is not sponsored by Faygo. Drink Faygo.
What a roller coaster of emotions this was.
Yeah, that was something, huh?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's the end of this podcast. Please follow us on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter,
comment below.
Comment below.
If you need any advice, let us know.
Yes,
we want to get your advice, and we want to advise you. We have plans for this, but we can't do that. We can't enact the plans if y'all don't give us the advice that you need. So,
also, next week it's gonna be an AMA. Is that what it's called? Answer questions. Answer
Q&A.
No, isn't there like what's Reddit AMA? Oh
Ask
my god.
Me
Anyway,
anything? Reddit is Ask Me Anything. Are you talking about?
Yes, it's gonna be an AMA. Okay. So ask us anything. So if you have any questions, comment them below. Tweet at us.
It could be anything.
Or just questions, literally anything, and we're gonna answer them next time.
Yeah. If you want to know more about my poops, my nasty ass poops, go for it.
Oh boy.
It's cool.
Well, on that note, I'm Rochelle.
I'm Michaela.
That's nasty ass poop Michaela. And we hope you have a good night.
Nasty ass poop Michaela. Okay.